Hello and welcome to this episode of the Maga Woman TV, and I'm so excited that I have got Pam Brossman with me. She's a 13 times #1 best-selling author, and she specialises in expertise marketing and digital product suites. So she teaches women how to turn their knowledge and their expertise into an international brand by leveraging digital technology. And I know we've got some viewers here who have already got a business or they're looking to get into business. So listen to some of the gems that Pam shares, because she shares some little things as she's talking. Just listen, because there's always something to learn from Pam. She's mentored over 100 entrepreneurs, leaders and experts to complete their own #1 bestseller on Amazon. So she teaches people how to write their book and how to get it onto Amazon. And I'm going to talk to you a little bit more as we get to the end of the video about how you can learn more about what Pam does. So welcome, Pam.
Thank you so much. That was such a lovely introduction. Angela and I have known each other for a very
long time.
Yeah, so it's so nice to get together. And thank you so much for having me on your magazine. That's lovely.
It's great to have you here. Now, can you just share with our viewers a little bit about who you are and what got you into this space? Because when you first came into internet marketing, it was very much a male-dominated space. And you were kind of out there almost on your lonesome, doing your stuff. So why did you do this? Why did you do this? Why did you get into internet marketing? What kind of happened that got you there?
Okay, so that's a really good question because it's a crazy story. So like a lot of women, obviously I had my son at 39, so I was a late mother. And when I gave birth to my son and I saved up to have 12-month maternity leave after 25 years in corporate, and then when that 12-month was up, I had two choices. I either went back to work or I had to figure out a way to stay home with my child. And so my child won. My husband had been an entrepreneur all his life, and he used to sit down the beach while I was at the office in a pair of shorts, and I kind of thought, this doesn't, add up. I'm in a suit and he's in a pair of shorts and he's making money. So that was the thing that I just said, Steve, I don't want to go back. And I said, I just want to have a go and see if I can make it as an entrepreneur. No idea what I was going to do. So I ended up hearing about this eBay thing. So I thought, just to bring in pocket money, I'll try eBay. So I was just selling clothes from the Mossman second-hand store. Because, when you live in Mossman, they just wear an outfit once that's worth like $500 and then they give it away. And I was going up there and getting something for $20 and selling it for $300 on eBay. So it was brand clothing. So I got the hang, and that just sort of taught me a little bit about e-commerce and, how to make money online. And then I met someone who was selling $1 million notes. Those, I've got one behind me, $1 million notes. And I thought, I'm going to give that a go. And I used to buy these $1 million notes for like 25 cents. And people would bid up to $17 for one plastic $1 million note. And I was making $1,000 to $2,000 a month selling these silly $1 million notes. It was crazy. But like everything, then it took off and everybody was buying these notes. And then but it just taught me that I could make money online. And then I took what I learned in my corporate, which was communications, and I loved, and I was really good at PowerPoint. And I thought, how can I do that and create a business out of it? And that's when social media came along. So I was just in the right place at the right time. And Steve and I got together and we learned video marketing. And so that's really just the visual communication that we're doing now, but 10 years ago. And we brought it to Australia. No one here was doing it. And we just thought we'd give it a go. And that was when we ran a workshop and had our first $70,000 day.
Ooh.
And we just thought, there is a business in this. And then that's just where it just evolved from there. So I went from videos to the Social Media Woman magazine, which had videos in it, doing the exact same model you're doing now. And from there, then one of my mentors just said to me, Pam, you got to write a book for positioning. I said, but I flunked English. I don't want to write a book. He says, it's not about you. He says, it's about the people that, can learn from your message. So I got off the plane from America and I wrote this book in 6 weeks, made it a #1 bestseller, and it changed my life. That was it. So he was right. I got thousands and thousands of emails. So that's how it all began.
And one of the things I love about you, because I've been following you and been connected with you for a very long time, is when you don't know something, you go out there and you learn it, and then you teach it.
Yeah.
And the thing is, you're quite open about that, because that's what most people do, but they kind of don't say that's what they're doing. They kind of say, oh, well, this is my stuff. But in essence, they've learned it off someone else.
Of course they have.
But you make it really easy. So you just put it into your language and into your style. But you do that all the time, because you get a new piece of software, you play with it. Because that was, I think, when I very first found out about you, was when you were doing the PowerPoint slides over how to create, use different softwares and things like that.
Yeah.
And I used to do that all the time. And it's like, oh, I learned this from so-and-so, so this is what I'm going to teach you. And that's what you do. It's like, you just take some really complex things, well, which can be complex, and just make it simple.
Yeah.
And you step by step. And I know, having done I did the online version of your How to Write a #1 bestseller.
Yep.
It was so easy, because I wrote the book as part of another program, but to get it to be a #1 bestseller, I just followed the steps that you said. Do this, do this, do this, and it worked.
Yeah, well, that's what it's about. See, I call it mentor what you've mastered. And I picked this up very quickly. So when I started online, as you said, it was a bit of a boys' club. And I just did not know how to break into it. There was only males dominating in the space when I got online. So I decided, well, if I can't beat them, I'll just learn what they're doing. And they were all doing affiliate marketing. So I learned the best to be a really good affiliate marketer, and I was getting on the top 10 leaderboard, and that gave me exposure. But then I sat back and I thought, I'm making good money out of this affiliate marketing, but how are these guys really making the money? And it wasn't from what they were doing. They weren't making the money from what they were doing. They were making money from what they were teaching they were doing. The money has always been in the teaching. And when that penny dropped, my whole world changed. And I've been teaching and mentoring ever since. So I do exactly what you say. So what did I do yesterday? I bought this new program, and I haven't done it today, but I'm going to do it. This is what I do. I bought Live Reach. And then I went and I used it. And then I showed people how easy it was. Look at what this can do. I shared that Camtasia with my affiliate link, made $2,000 in 2 days. Why? Because people want to get from A to B. They're stuck at A. They've not got any leverage. Live Reach gives them the leverage. I told them how to use it, and they said, oh my goodness, this is just amazing. Buy now. Yeah,
and it does. And because I got Live Reach after watching your video about how you use Live Reach. I went, that's what I want. And that's why I love, because I know that I totally know that you're doing affiliate links on it, so it's fine. I just buy it, and I know that you get paid your commission. But most importantly, what I get is I get something that I know that you've looked at, you've pulled it apart, you've tested it, and you know that it works. And because I trust what you do, then I go, okay, yeah, fine, I'll do that too. And it just makes it so easy, because it's one of the things, particularly now with social media and the internet, is that people buy from people they trust.
They do. It's all about the cave. I'm teaching people now in expertise products. It's about the know, like, and trust. I call them know, like, and trust programs. And I run 3-day free courses, because here's the thing. If people don't believe, it's not about me. I already know how to do it. But if people don't believe that they can do it, and they don't believe that you're the person to help them get from A to B, then they're not going to buy.
That's right.
So the reason why there's so many people that are just putting an affiliate link in an image, and I thought, that's not showing people how they can use it in their business. What if I just said, look how easy it is to do, upload a video, put this button, well, happy days, and you've got all your scheduled live streams going out there live. And people just said, are you serious? I love this. And they bought, and that's all you've got to be doing. So if you're doing affiliate marketing, shift it up. Just show people how they can get a transformation, a solution, or get somewhere faster, which is what people buy.
Yep. Now, so you weren't happy with just writing one Amazon #1 bestseller. Yeah. You did 13 of them. And there's children's books the children's books are in there as well, aren't they? So it's not all just about business. You've done children's books as well.
I've got a romance series under a pen name. My husband calls it 50 Shades of Beige. It's a historical romance.
Right, I haven't read those ones.
Yeah. No, it was fun. That was one of the most fun books I've ever written, was that book series.
But why keep writing? Is it just because you had more to teach?
No, it was very strategic. So the first couple of books were, especially the children's books, were when I started teaching, people were asking me how to do it. And I won't teach something that I haven't done myself. So I actually went and created the children's books just to show them how to do it. And then the romance series was, I always just wanted to have a go. So I just did that for me. Plus people were asking me about pen names. Mm-hmm. So I didn't know how to do a pen name. So I thought, I'll just do one and then I can teach it. So that was the main reason why I did the first couple. But then I saw what Brendan Mashar was doing, who was the person who told me to write a book in the first place. And he was strategically creating and using a book to get people into a product funnel.
Yeah.
So that's when I thought, okay, I can see what you're doing now. The book gives you know, like, and trust. It teaches the what, but not the how. And then it sends you, it's sort of like a paid lead generator where people buy the book, you get paid a commission from Amazon, and then you send them somewhere where they can, build the relationship with you. And then you upsell them into one of your programs. And so that's where I've been doing it for the last couple of years, very specific to a program.
So you still think that it's a valuable tool, writing a book and getting it on Amazon? Because lots of people are doing it. So there's lots of people out there now who are saying, I've written a book. And quite often, all they've written is an ebook. But do you think it's almost becoming saturated? Is it time to do something different, or do you think it's still there?
Okay, that's a really good question. And it depends what you want the book for. So I've specifically niched down into bestseller marketing for people who want to be a personal brand, because I know there's no faster way to get credibility than having a number one bestseller. That's the only reason why I still do it, and use it as a marketing tool for your business. Like I get over $200,000-$300,000 a year of free PR from Source Bottle, just because as soon as I apply for the media call out, they see that I'm a 13 times number one best-selling author, and I get it immediately. But all these things on the back there, all those things, all those in those magazines, they've all come from me having a book and being an author. So that's one of the main reasons I would say absolutely still do it. If you want to do it to make money, then don't waste your time. There's no money in writing books, because the number one seller on Amazon is what is it? It's almost really weird, funky fiction, sexy stuff. I don't know how to describe it. But that's the stuff that people are buying, and they're making all the money. And the rules have changed a lot since I've been on there for 7 years, and it's changed a lot. So making money on there is hard. Everybody's just selling it for 99 cents. So the money's not in the book. The money's in what you do with the book. So absolutely, is it still worth it? Yes, otherwise I will still not be teaching it, because I won't teach something that's not going to make somebody. Yeah.
So is one book enough, or do you think we need more than one book? I mean, we don't need 13, do we?
Depends. See, this is where you got to see it as, for me, a marketing tool. Here's the reason I do these short reads now. So short reads is one outcome-based book that sends people into a product suite. Google loves Amazon, so you get crawled by that. I've got the ability for me to put my whole website, all my blogs on Author Central, which means that Amazon has one of the biggest ratings on, Google. So they're crawling me there. They're crawling me on my own website. They're crawling me on Amazon. And then, I'm getting exposure for my business and my brand. So if you're going to do a book series, it's smart.
Yeah. So one for each,
Yes.
like minor topic.
Yes.
Which normally you probably would have put together into one large book.
Yes.
And they're all different chapters. You just break it down into small books.
Absolutely. And so then you just have a strategy, and that one book, that 15,000 words is nothing, but it is marketing you and sending people into your product suite. There's a guy on there at the moment, his name's Richard Dotts. He's making a killing. And he just regurgitates different self-help books into his own words. And then at the end of that book, he says, so the next step that you have to take, and he just puts a link to his next book. They're all $4, but lots of people going to the next book when you get a following. But you have to want to be an author. Like, he doesn't do anything else. He's just an author.
Just writes that. A lot of fiction writers do that too, because I know that when I read a series, like you read one and you get to the end and it's not quite finished, and they go, oh, well, if you want the next one, and they may give you the first one for free, but you want the next one, you go and buy the next one. And because you're already hooked into the story, you just go and buy it.
Yeah, so here's another
thing. It's just hooking them in, and that they want more. And it's just, in this state, it's a business thing rather than being in fiction.
Yeah, so it's the same sort of thing. If there's like, I have bestseller influencers, my program, but I made it specifically where I could split it into 3 separate programs. So if someone came to me and they were an author and they just wanted to get a bestseller, then they could buy that section of the program. Or if someone came to me and they'd never written a book in their life, they could buy this one. So I could actually write 3 short reads for each one of those programs to build a list of people and then upsell them to the other one. Can you see where you're going? So that's where I know Frank Kern, who's been my mentor for a very long time. He's using a book to build his business, which is up to, I think, 500,000, 600,000 a month. And he's using one book as
one book. Yeah, I see lots of his ads. I used to. I'm thinking about, I don't know if he stopped his ads now, or I'm just not seeing them anymore. But I used to see them all the time. His ads coming through my Facebook feed all the time.
And he didn't even put it on Amazon. He just made a book and used it as a funnel. And that's what they're all, they're all doing it. Creating a book, getting that. It's also a lead generator.
Yeah.
When you do the launch, everybody has prizes. Get the book, either pre-sell the book and get all my free gift bonuses. But all those gift bonuses is just a lead magnet for them. Yeah. And most of them have an upsell on the thank you page.
Yeah.
So they're going from selling get the book for free postage, pay for postage only, and they're making $97 to $200 on the inside.
That's right. Yeah.
So it is a great marketing tool, I'd say, yes.
So one thing that you also did a couple of years ago is you decided to go and have a holiday with Richard Branson, didn't you?
I did. It was a very expensive holiday, but I would spend it again in a heartbeat.
So what was your biggest lessons that you got from Richard Branson that you didn't really expect you were going to get? So what were the extra bits? I mean, I know that, you've probably got all the business stuff, but what was it? What was the big learnings you got from him?
There was 2 really main takeaways from Richard, and a lot of people just have no idea about the person behind the brand. He is quite an introvert. He's a very, very nice man, and he's a very giving man, but he doesn't believe in charity. He believes in showing people a way that they can become self-sustaining. He said because the pride comes in them being able to do it themselves. Not being handed a charity, because then they being given something, so they have no self-worth. So he teaches them how to. One of the things that he does is for some of the people out there in the Caribbean, it's he's in the Virgin Islands, they won't hire people who've got a police record, someone who may have stolen something. So he gives people a second chance by giving them work on the island to show them that they can earn the money and they don't have to steal ever again. And it's a great way of thinking. But the biggest lesson he taught me was about having a living legacy. And when he said that, it just went, are you serious? The penny dropped. He said, everybody is building a business to leave a legacy. He said, why leave a legacy after you're gone? He said, why not build a legacy that is a living legacy? You create it now and you're there to enjoy it and all the people that you're impacting. Don't worry about when you're dead. make the impact now. And I really thought about that. It really changed the way I thought about how I make my personal impact every day so I can see the ripple, not just leave it long after I'm gone. So that was one of the biggest things. And the other one was, if it's not fun, it's not done.
Right.
If you knew what we did on that island.
I saw some of the photos.
Oh, no, it's like being in Vegas, man. We were swimming on the dining table. One night we did karaoke until all hours. And then we put the soap suds that you get to do the dishes. I mean, this table fits, I think, 50 people. And they were having competitions, and then they put this big bunch of bean bags at the end of the table. And everybody was hammered, and they were going down and then landing, and some would miss. And it was fun. So it was probably 5% learning and 95% fun. But I learned so much from the one-on-one conversations with billionaires and millionaires. There was 30 millionaires and billionaires who just over breakfast would share something that they did. That got them a result, and everybody was so generous with giving, and it made me come back and say, that's why I do what I do. I just generously give out tidbits where I can help somebody. I just don't always say, no, I'm not going to tell you.
Yeah, because what's the point? Because really, they can go and find out anyway, generally.
Yes.
I mean, the answer's normally on Google.
Pretty much so. I mean, sure, my things that I charge a lot of money for, I don't just hand out and give away, because that's my business.
Yeah, but that's you. That's the connection with you and learning from you and in your environment and everything that you've set up. But the actual, and you already know this because you go and learn it and then you go teach other people. The information's there.
Yes.
The majority of people just don't know what to do with the information, or they don't know how to follow it through.
But you know what I've learned a lot, Angela, is, and I learned this a lot in the last bestseller influence program I did in January. People are buying you now. Before, they used to be buying information products, but people have just got overkill. I mean, if you want an information product, you just go to YouTube.
Yeah.
To watch a video. But I found now, so less is more. So in my program that I'm running at the moment, the video component now is probably 3 videos per module. Just the how-to part, and the rest of it is mindset, and then me giving them ideas and making them believe that they can do it, and then showing them how to take the next step.
Yeah.
That's what's working for me right now. It's shifted a lot.
And I think that as a business owner, because I know for me, and I'm sure I'm not the only one, it's really hard to go from this over-delivery of content to actually going, hang on, no, people are actually buying because they want to be part of my community and they want to learn and they want to, that it's me that they want, it's not the content. Because we were so used to over the years, basically, making hours and hours and hours of content to be delivered, thinking that the more content you delivered, the better your program was. When in fact, most people weren't even watching all of that because there was way too much content and they were just getting overwhelmed and they were just stopping. And I think that's a big shift.
And they weren't really creating it, Angela, based on their target market. Like someone who's in their 50s may not sort of hang out in Facebook and that's where they were delivering the content. You really got to know who your target market is. Do they like to read? Do they like to listen? Are they watchers? Or are they mums who don't have an hour to watch a video? They're lucky if they can find 10 minutes while their kids are screaming in their ear.
That's right.
So you have to build to the people that you are attracting.
Yeah, totally.
To get them a win. And so that's how I'm teaching people to build. So
because I have been part of your community for a very long time, I've also seen a real shift in you personally. Particularly as you're coming into this mid-stage of life. Whereas before it was very much about, we've got to make the money, all of this, and we're talking about this before I hit record. It's like, before it was for you, it was like, okay, we've got to make the $1 million. Now you realize that you can have the $1 million lifestyle, but you don't have to be busting your gut to get there because you don't really need $1 million. You just need to be comfortable with who you are, and it's about finding what's really important to you. So can you share what the shifts have been for you in the last couple of years as you've kind of come into this stage of life. And, you know, was there any big aha moment, or was it just something that just gradually occurred when you just realised that, hey, I just don't want to be doing it like this anymore?
Well, I wrote in an article. It's funny you should ask me, and so I wrote an article about this only a couple of days ago, and I had a complete, I don't know, disconnect from what I was doing about 18 months ago. Everything just wasn't working for me. I was bored. People weren't getting the outcomes that I wanted them to get. And then people, you know, my husband was saying to me, Pam, you know, you can't get the outcomes for them. They have to want it yourself. And I'm a very driven person. For me, it's about them crossing the finish line. You know, if you buy someone's program, sure, the money is great, but I get more excitement when people get the best seller.
I'm the same. It's like, how do I create something that people are going to do and they're going to get an outcome on? Because otherwise, I really don't want to sell it to them. If they're not going to get the outcome, I don't want to really sell it.
Yeah, so that's where I had a disconnect. So I decided that I'd take time out and go into another industry, which was a complete disaster. So I went for about 18 months where my income just plummeted. And I kind of lost my way a little bit, and it was bordering on when I turned 50. So it was all around that time. And then we moved to Queensland, and then that was a disaster. And then we ended up coming back here. But the universe saying to me, Pam, you've taken a detour. You're going in the wrong direction. And then it took me full circle. And it was my mentor who said to me, Pam, you were already doing what you were supposed to be doing. You just weren't doing it the way you wanted to do it. So I took a step back and I thought about who are the people that I wanted to serve. And I did a complete expert audit on my life. And then I also looked at the people who were, you know, making millions and all this. And I just thought, you know, that's what I thought I aspired to do. But really all I wanted was the lifestyle. It wasn't about the money. It was just I wanted the lifestyle. And so I went and figured out that, you know what, I can have this amazing $1 million lifestyle for about $300,000 a year. That's it. Here I'm busting my butt, working, you know, 60 or 70 hours a week. And I'm miserable and I'm sick and I'm unhappy. And so I just changed my model and way of thinking that how can I have this lifestyle and build a business where I can spend Fridays off. I work 3 to 4 hours a day. I earn enough to have this lifestyle. And now I build my business around the way I want to be, I call it chasing other people's rainbows. So I thought that my rainbow was their nirvana because that was their lifestyle. But when I realized what mine was, I'm a real homebody. I don't want to travel the world, and I don't want to do all these things that all these speaking on stages and living in hotels is not attractive to me. So when I realized that after 50, I'll just do what I like and build my own lifestyle business model, and I don't have to impress the Joneses, everything just fell into place.
It seems, I think it happens for a lot of women when they get to this stage of life. They start to realize that, yes, they've been chasing someone else's rainbow, someone else's dreams. And really, if you actually look behind someone else's dreams, it's not as rosy as what it looks like on the outside, you know, and it's really about coming into who you truly are and just going, hang on, well, this is me.
Yeah.
And I don't want all that stuff. Yeah, it might be great for you, but it doesn't work for me. I'm very much like you. I'm a homebody. And for years, I used to think I wanted to be an international speaker and travel the world. And actually, no, I don't. I couldn't think of anything worse. But hey, I don't mind doing it online.
Yeah, well, that's why I've built a virtual business, because I went and did the speaker circuit, and it was very successful for me when I got invited to do that. Probably made the most money I've ever made selling from stage. But it took me away from my son for about 7 days, and I have an only child, and he was miserable. And I just came back and I thought, you know what, did I really love being away for 7 days speaking on stages? Steve loved it more than I did. And I said, no, I didn't. I said, I could have done the same thing from home on a video. So, yeah, we broke our business up where Steve became the speaker and I became the virtual mentor where I could be with Hunter when he needed me. And that's just always worked for me since then. And
since then now, your business has changed, but it's still growing, isn't it? It's not as if it's all just kind of gone downhill just because you decided you're not going to do it the other way. You've still got a business and you're happy and you're serving the people you want to serve, and you've got the time to be with your son.
That's exactly right. And I have to say thank you every day to whoever invented live streaming. Because as far as I'm concerned, live streaming is the equivalent to being on stage without having to just get people in a location.
And half the time you don't even have to get yourself fully dressed.
And more people show up.
That's right.
Yeah, I've got tracksuit pants on. If you see underneath here, I'm sitting here with a nice shirt on and if it was summer, I'd be in a pair of shorts and thongs.
That's right. I have a heater at my feet because it's freezing.
I got slippers, not stilettos. I got the rings and everything on, but I got the slippers on my feet. It's hilarious.
Yeah, so the glories of being able to do video from home, and also, as you say, with live stream, people can turn up live, and even if they don't, the recording's there and they can continue to see it. When you're speaking live on stage, they're either there or they're not. And if they're not there, they've missed out.
Absolutely. And the thing too is that people can buy, and even if they don't turn up live, like for my program I'm running at the moment, I do live twice a week. But if those people can't turn up live, they just come and watch the replay, they leave the question, and I just come back and answer it.
That's
so
right.
It just works perfectly.
Yeah, and it's more flexible for everybody that way.
I can't get on a plane. I cannot warrant getting on a plane to go all the way to LA for a 2-day event, because most of the events are over in the US.
Mm.
And then, it takes nearly 6 days out of my working life.
That's right.
To come all the way back when I could, just learn the same sort of thing. I know for networking it's great, but I just send Steve to do that sort of stuff, and I do all my networking online. My son, it's really funny. My son, he's 14 years old. He says, "Mum, you don't have any friends." Because all my friends are virtual.
How many friends that are real that are on Facebook?
I said, I've got lots of friends. I just have global virtual friends.
Oh dear. So what key tips, or what would you like to share? What big learnings would you like to share with our viewers before we finish up?
Okay. Number one thing is the money's in the teaching. Hands down. Anybody that I know who is really killing it online is either in two things. They're either mentoring and teaching, or they're in e-commerce, like they're doing drop shipping on Amazon and Etsy and Pinterest and that sort of stuff. They're the two biggest markets. So the money's in the teaching. And you got to start digital leverage, You don't have to be locality based anymore. You can take what you're doing face to face as a coach, digitize it, and probably reach a much bigger audience and make a bigger impact and make 3 times the money. So money's not important to some people, but here's the thing, and this is another thing I want to leave you with. I had a big bugbear the other day. You know me, after 50, I just say it out. Everybody likes Steve, nobody likes Pam, but that's fine. I'm not here to win the popularity contest. I'm the Gary V of Australia. I just say it how I see it. So I saw 3 gurus say in the 1 week how the money is not important. And it really peeved me off, because I know that these people have a tribe of followers, and whatever comes out of their mouth is gospel. Mm-hmm. And I said, I didn't see you giving the money away. I didn't see you stop earning the money. You just realized that the lifestyle that you were following, which was somebody else's rainbow, wasn't for you. But where do you get off telling other people it's not about the money? Because you know what? Money has changed my life, and I aspire to have nice things. And if I want nice things, I don't want to feel bad about wanting nice things. I live in a beautiful 5-story house. I live in a $1 million suburb, and I've worked hard to aspire for that. And that's never going to change, because I like nice things. So people poo-pooing that having nice things is not something to aspire for makes people stop dreaming. They end up just saying, oh, well, so being a millionaire is not worth it anymore. And then they just carry on living in Groundhog Day, and that doesn't make them happy either. Mm. So if wanting to be a millionaire is important to you, then don't let somebody else poo-poo your rainbow.
It's about following your own values, isn't it? It's
yes.
about doing what's important to you, not what other people tell you is important.
Yes, and 3 people in one go, and I just thought, you know what, so many people are going to stop now. They're just going to say, oh, well, you know, earning $20,000 is enough for me, even though I'm struggling, I can't pay my bills. You know, that's, their dream's gone. So I turned around and said, look, you go back to dreaming big. You don't listen to those gurus. You listen to your gut. And if your gut says,
right.
you know what, I was born to be somebody, then you get out there and you aspire, because they may not like money, but I don't see any of them not driving around in nice cars and big houses.
That's right.
Not a crock. So yeah, just listen to your gut. Number one thing, I have run my business for the last 12 years on instinct. And if you listen to a guru, even me, if something that I said to you doesn't resonate with you and your gut says differently, you listen to your gut, because my gut has never let me down.
Mm-hmm. So I want to thank you, Pam, for being part of this. There have been so many nuggets of gold in this interview that I've heard, and hopefully our viewers have actually heard them too. Then you can go back and watch this over and over again, because they are there. There's so many nuggets in there. And if you want to learn more from Pam or connect with Pam, her website is pambrossman.com. So PAMBROSS, so 2 S's, MAN.com. Or you connect with her on Facebook at Pam Brossman Live.
Yep.
LinkedIn, Pam Brossman. And Pam recently launched the Momentum 90-Day Success Planner, which is what she uses this is exactly what Pam uses every 90 days to actually plan out what she's going to do. So it helps women get their results faster in business. So you can grab the Success Planner at pambrossman.com/momentum.
Yes.
So, and all of these links will be underneath Pam's article in this month's Maga Woman magazine, so you can just click straight through if you can't remember everything I just said there.
Okay, thank you so much for having me. And just one more thing I wanted to share with you. It's about the One Focus formula. I created this journal for a reason. One of the main reasons that my business flopped was because I was not focusing on anything. I just had my hands in so many
Jumping everywhere?
I was everywhere. Yeah, I know, and I wasn't doing well. And so when I went down to that One Focus formula and ran the Bestseller Influence program, focused on one target market using one medium to do it, not even Facebook ads, I just used Facebook. My business just went through the roof. And so I created this journal because I am only allowed every day to do what's in my success planner. And there are 5 things that are going to be money makers in my business. So instead of being busy, guys, stop being busy. Look at the 5 profit centers and then muck around after that. And then you can grow your business. So it's been a life changer for me. I've 5-timed my business since I launched that in January.
Got to sign up and grab one of them.
You've got to grab one of them.
I hope you've still got plenty in stock.
I've got a few left for sure. I actually made a digital version because I had so many people. The postage is crazy to go.
I know. Here in Australia, postage is a nightmare, isn't it?
I know. But thank you so much for having me. It was lots of fun.
For being part of this, and thanks to all of our viewers for watching. Hopefully, as I said, you learned and you grabbed some nuggets from Pam, because there's always so much to learn from her. So that's it from me. From my heart to yours, infinite love and gratitude. Bye for now.
Thank you. Mwah. See ya.